So I am going to start off by making a new document. Approximately 18 inches in width is about right for fitting on any of the pillars. You go up to maybe about 24 inches on the door, although 18 would probably be fine. And then I'm going to set our height to be 12 because that's the width of the vinyl. And I'm going to go ahead and create a text layer. I'm going to space it in just slightly from the edge before I draw my box and type in the name of my show. And my name, or by my name. And I'll make these, well, I'm going to go with just a simple font. Let's try Helvetica Bold, and it's going to be probably 150 or 200 point for the font. I'll make it so the first line kind of fills out the whole width. And then I'm going to select just the second line and decrease the size, and I'll make it not bold. I'll go with light. But the name should be a little bit less prominent, so I'll make it maybe fill 2/3 to 3/4 of the width. I could center it. I could right justify it, but I'm going to stick with left for now. And after that, once I'm happy with the layout, and note that it's only about what 4 or 5 inches in height. So if you can do that, what you could do is you could have someone else fill this space down here and cut 2 labels together. If there isn't anyone else around looking to do this at the same time or anything like that, and you need to just cut yours, that's fine. It just can conserve a little vinyl if we do that. So I'm gonna click off. I'm gonna grab the arrow tool, the top one here, and I'm gonna just select the whole thing. And then I can right click on it, or if you're on a Mac, hold down Control and click on it. It'll give you this option for create outlines. What that's going to do is that creates it into a vector. So now if I turn off my fill, you'll see the lines are still there, right? So now I'm going to save it out. I'm going to go to File, Save As. I'm just going to call my name. And just for good practices, if you end up sending this to me or someone else, probably put in your whole name here. Let's call vinyl. So it's very clear as to what we're working with. Now you can save it as an AI. I actually did the wrong way here. All these formats are good and they can be reopened on another Adobe Illustrator program. But what you really want is to go to File, Export, Export As, and that will give you this option for Autodesk Real DWG. This DXF format is what the Silhouette Studio program can read. Okay, so I'll save that out. And I'm going to open up my Silhouette software. And I'll go, well, let me close this one. And I'll create a new document, right? And I've already got this set up, but what you really want is to select Cameo, No Matte, Custom Size, and then it'll let you choose the width and height that you want. And you want it to be, approximately 18 for your width, 12 for your height. The red box is actually the cut box. It won't cut the last inch or so. So in my mind, what makes it easiest to tell what you're doing is if you go to View, Show Grid. I've got my grid set to be every inch. And what I could actually do is make my width 19. And it doesn't really matter if you put in 19 or 20 or anything longer, because it's just vinyl. Assuming that you have that length of vinyl, you're just cutting up to a certain point and you're going to cut it off, right? So I can see now that my red box is just under 18 on the length and a little under 12 for the height. So I'll go ahead and I'll go open grab my file and drop it in. It's going to center it, and it does kind of, the scale is possibly a little off. So note that you can't grab one individual letter. They're all separate files. So you got to select outside of it to grab them all, and then you can move them around. Now I'd push it up to the top if you had someone else's to insert underneath here. And then what I can do is I can scale this up a little bit so it really fills up to, close to 18 inches. From this point, you're just going to go to export it, or to send it to the printer. And I have this hooked up to mine. Make sure that you choose vinyl matte. Action is cut. My machine has an auto blade in it. Most of the ones at Northeastern do as well. And make sure that you're on cut. If you do cut edge, you can see the lines are thicker. That's going to cut all the way through the backing paper. You don't really want to do that. If you do no cut, it's not going to give it any pressure. So cut should work. And then before you actually send it to print, always do a test. Okay. As long as the test, cut square and whatever the symbols inside of it looks good, then you go ahead and hit send.